Hello, this is Irene at Morristown Art Association, and we are right now introducing Dan Gibson, who needs no introduction. Dan is a native Tennessean and embraces all kinds of art. By saying this, Dan has been described as a Renaissance man. His passion for the arts doesn't stop at his canvas. Dan is also known for his acting skill and guitar playing, as well as singing. I may interject here that he also composed his own songs and performed songs of these on stage as well. Dan has shown the same style when he's putting painting brush to canvas, as he practices in different mediums.
Yes.
When he paints, he hopes his viewers can find something personal in it for them. His art describes an imaginative expressionist. One unique and amazing detail I don't want to leave out is that Dan is colorblind. This has not hindered his work. In fact, many of his colleagues, myself included, have said his colorblindness gives his work individuality. His art has been exhibited in several galleries, such as the Grey Dove Gallery, Knoxville Museum of Arts, and you can see his fine art here at our own Rose Center Sales Gallery, right behind us. Now, Dan, I'm going to touch on your creative process because it's really important. Most of all, I'd like to know, how do you stay inspired and motivated?
Well, I think I've got a great imagination. You know, I've had people ask me how do I come up with my subjects or ideals to paint, and I always say I've got probably 1 million paintings up here. I just don't have enough time to put them all on canvas. So I stay motivated all the time. People has asked me, did I think I would ever quit painting? And I said, the only way I would quit is if the passion and the fun wasn't there anymore. But I wake up every day. Most of my friends know I get up early. I have a cup of coffee around 4:30 in the morning. And I'm painting before I can get that coffee down. I mean, that's my passion to paint. You know?
Wonderful. So how do you know when a work is finished?
Well, you know, I think some artists has a hard time with that. I think with me, it's a feeling that comes over me.
Yes.
And usually I'm very excited of painting and, you know, enthusiastic, and then all of a sudden everything becomes calm. And I think that's when I know that it's time to quit, it's finished. Have you ever kept painting and then you've kind of messed it up and you can't go back and get what you liked about it? You've done covered it up and you can't retrieve it. So it's good for artists to know there is a time they need to quit.
Don't get too inspired.
Yeah.
Do you listen to music or a different specific routine?
I usually listen to music. I still have a little bitty radio cassette tape, and I did finally get one that has CDs. I mean, I'm from the 8-track generation.
I was going to say, oh no.
But I usually listen to music, and it's since I play classic country, people think that I listen to that.
Yeah.
But technically, I will listen mainly to classic rock from the 70s, but
That's great.
But a lot of blues. I love blues, especially the old blues from the 20s and 30s, the Delta blues.
Oh, of course. That moves you real good.
It really does.
Okay, about your career in business, I know that you have done some exhibitions, but what did you do to promote those?
Well, I've been kind of lucky about displaying my work or showing my work. I've only asked one gallery if I could have my work in their gallery. All the other places I've shown my work, I've been asked to put it in there.
Wonderful.
You know? And same way with teaching. When I first started teaching, Rose Center asked me if I would teach a class here, and I said, well, I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, I will. And within the week, I was asked by the Senior Citizen Center to do the same
Wonderful.
thing. And that's been 25 years ago.
And now you are retired.
Retired
We are
from
so
teaching.
sad to hear that, but I'm excited for you to, I know your new ventures, right?
New adventures, but I will say that someday I may hold a special art class.
I'm going to make sure I get in
But
that
my
one.
mind is thinking like donating to a worthy cause.
Oh, that'd be
here in
wonderful.
town. So that could be in the future.
We need to think about that, people.
Yeah.
Any out there that needs to push Dan in that direction. How do you manage your business side of being an artist, including sales and marketing?
Well, I've got my work in here, and I've really had, over the years, I've had my work in Kingston, Rogersville, pretty much all over East Tennessee. And now I focus more in Morristown. Of course, I have my work here in the Rose Center Sales Gallery. But most of my sales has been through my own promotion, mainly on Facebook. People got to know me in there because my page is Dan Gibson's Art. Someone asked me, why do you show your paintings so much? And I said, did you read what the title of my page is? It's Dan Gibson's Art. And so I've had people contact me and say, is that for sale? And I've made a few sales that way. So.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for that input, because a lot of new artists need to learn from our old artists, older, informed artists.
Yes.
Now, do you have a network of other artists on your walls?
Yeah, I've been lucky to have such wonderful, wonderful artist friends. And of course, as you know, we belong to the Morristown Art Association. And I've got some really super nice, what I call close friends. We're very supportive of each other. There's no jealousy or anything like that. Someone might call me and say, Dan, they're looking for artists to show work at so-and-so, and I'll do that. So we help each other that way.
And that's a good thing to have, the networking type of friendships, and that's why we belong to Morristown Art Association.
Yeah.
On a general, personal level, what got you first into art?
Well, I've always been creative in so many different areas. It was just normal for me as a kid. People ask me, when did I start painting? I can say probably 9 years old, seriously.
Wow, that's good.
And I remember thinking I wanted to be an artist.
Artist in painting?
In painting, even.
Because I know you've done all the others.
Yeah.
How early were you with guitar?
I was 9 years old when I learned to play the guitar.
Wow.
My uncle helped me and taught me everything he knew, and I went from there. I did play in a band for a few years up in the Indianapolis, Indiana area, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm glad I was young when I did that.
Yeah.
But I've always loved to paint,
Okay. Yes.
I've got a story I'd like to share. In school, when I was a little kid, my teacher would get unto me because during math or something, I was sitting back there drawing, and I would love to draw old pickup trucks.
Oh.
And she was such a great teacher. She told me later after class, said, I don't, you're really good at your art, and I want you to continue doing that. But when we're doing math, I really want you to learn some math.
That's hard for me too, so don't feel bad.
So she was a good teacher, encouraging me.
So who was your biggest influence in art?
Well,
and otherwise as well.
Yeah, if we talk about being influenced by, say, other artists, I'm more of an impressionist, lover of impressionist art. So Van Gogh is really on the top. Monet, all of those guys from during that time period, and ladies were in that group. So I strive to paint in the Impressionist style, but I get carried away. Sometimes I go abstract. Sometimes I try to be more detailed work, you know. But that's who I was mainly. I knew Van Gogh when I was 10 years old.
Yeah,
Someone gave me a little book that had some of his paintings in it, and I thought, wow, that's the way I want to paint. So I kind of quit the pickup trucks.
So you were kind of, I mean, it's really interesting that you'd go in that direction because of your color blindness, and Van Gogh had this vivid colors.
Yeah.
And so you said you see them differently. You see color differently than we do.
You know, I had a doctor tell me once that I see colors, but they're really not what everybody else is seeing. My answer to that, I said, wow, you know, I may see more vibrant, beautiful colors than other people do. I mean, who knows?
True.
But I tend to go for the brighter colors like Van Gogh, and I think it's because it's hard for me to see the color.
Huh.
And the brighter they use, like Van Gogh and some of them, I can see it better.
Very interesting. I'd like to do a little more research in Van Gogh and see where his eyes were. If he
Yeah,
had
I
the same.
wonder if he was colorblind. You just never know.
Can you describe your ideal working environment?
Well, my place is at my home. You know, people think that I have this wonderful artist studio. All I have is a little nook in an extra bedroom, a little area of the room that I claim, you know, this is where I paint. I have everything set up. Even the canvas is on the easel. I have my paints, my water, my brushes, everything. All I have to do to paint is squirt some paint out, and I'm ready to sit down and paint. I learned a long time ago, if I have to hunt up everything and find me a place to paint, usually I'm out of the mood and don't want to do it anymore.
Correct.
So I encourage new artists to find that little spot that they can call their own.
Oh, wonderful.
And so that, you know, but I can paint anywhere. I love to plein air paint. I painted a lot of functions that Rose Center has.
Yes.
But my ideal place is in my own house where, you know, I don't have any distractions.
Yeah.
And I'll say I'm going to paint 45 minutes and then I'm going to have to do something else. I look at the clock and realize I painted 2 hours, you know, instead
Well, that's
of
good
45
too.
minutes, you know.
Well, I see what you put out, and you put out some wonderful pieces, so I can imagine how fun that can be in your little space.
Yeah, and I was happy to be informed that one of my paintings sold yesterday.
Oh, wonderful.
Right after we left here,
Are you
when we
kidding?
were here.
Do we know which one it was?
It was, let's see, the Cade's Cove
Oh,
painting.
yes, okay.
And I took a photograph of that a long time ago.
Oh, see.
And I did, you know, over the years, I finally did a painting of it, so that's the one that sold.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
That was good
Congratulations.
news.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
always
you.
good news. And most important, I'm going to ask you this question, then I have one more after this, but how do you handle criticism?
Well, you know, famous line when people are, I love constructive criticism or whatever you want to call it, because that helps me open up my brain to think, yeah, I can kind of see that. But when, you know, some people are just kind of mean, you know, at it, I just smile and say, you know, like the saying goes, art is in the eye of the beholder, and everybody's entitled to opinion. And then usually I smile and walk away.
That's true. Thank you. I feel the same way. As far as you, I'm asking a lot of questions. Is there a question I forgot to ask you that you would want to share with your community?
Well, I don't know. One thing I would encourage new artists is to be involved in everything you can find that's related to the arts in your community. You know, don't be just in your home and secluded, because for one thing, nobody's ever going to see your work or know your work or know you. So go to functions, go to receptions and visit and know other artists. You know, I think that's the key, is to, you know, to get your name out there. People